reveal that we've been waiting for to find out which Heartfillia it is. And without the full confirmation, I can say 529 has finally revealed who that is. And let's just get right into it. But as always, I am your host with the most, and I got a lot of pounds that I can definitely boast. It's time for Fairy Tale 529, and let's get right into it. And you know full well we're going to be talking about who that is immediately. So we find immediately as they're being attacked by Acnologia that the person that was on the ship all this long was Anna. Anna, Heartfillia, the ancestor of Lucy, is the one there. And we've got a little bit of an explanation why, and a lot of the, honestly as well, like, the confusion that was going around for it, and honestly I was thinking like, oh, she's a little bit older, that's why I was insinuating that she was going to be Layla, but the fact is that we've got more of an understanding why exactly it's her and not Layla, because I feel like the fact that Layla had to sacrifice, the reason why she was so ill at the end was due to opening the eclipse. It used so much energy compared to like how, like, you know, Layla was a pretty strong like celestial magician, but it seems like Anna was just a lot more able to like handle this shit. And the fact is that she was the one that was opening the portal, like, and after all this and all that, it seems that Layla was the one that sort of made the exit for the most part, and the two combining each other with time. That was how they were able to get through it. Although, for all of this, which I've got to say, like, the one thing that kind of annoyed me was, like, a very unneeded, like, just Zero and Joel moment. I mean, you know, the fans, I guess you can have that, but you can see, like, even as well, Wendy's getting a little bit involved there, and she just got knocked the fuck out by them tits, and I was just like, honestly, I feel like when we're at something like this, like, I'm alright every now and then to get jokes, but not when we got literally the big-ass motherfucking monster himself, the badass Acnologia, because trust me, I'm gonna keep going on that, because trust me, it worked. And the fact that even when they're like, let's try something, anything, you know, let's use the magic cannon. Magic cannon? Do you think maybe they might have not said something about that right there? It's like, yeah, it hit him. Oh, he's the magic dragon. Whoops. I was like, oh my fucking god, Blue Peck. Even that, Urza should have said, whatever you do, don't fire fucking magic at him. He can absorb it. And I was just like, oh, that was a fuck up on both parts right there. And if that, at least they was like, I don't think it'll work and all that, but let's fire like fucking Gatling guns at him. And it's like, they're trying to shoot him. And like, even Acnologia and all that is like, you really, really think that you're gonna escape from me? Really? You motherfuckers, get back here. I'ma slap that ship's ass and I'm gonna take it down. Now, let's talk a little bit more about Anna though, as with what we found out with Anna, is that like she was the one, not only in all that responsible and all that for the scarf, from what we saw, but the fact is as well is that she was the teacher that taught Wendy, Natsu, and the others to read. And the fact is, like, you know, what we got to see with Anna, like, Wendy was like, I actually fucking remembered this bitch. It was like, you know, that's, like, Anna? Like, she was like, really? That's Anna-sensei out to everyone? It's like, and the fact is that she tried to look for people, even in, like, throughout all of this, and it's like, I looked for you guys for years and years and years. Like, you know, like, I was looking for you for 5 years, and then I found that you guys were absolutely, you know, you were happy, you were enjoying your lives, and I didn't want to get involved with that, and you were saying, I felt like it wasn't the right time to make contact with you until, since, you know, you were all just pure things, and that's when, like, we had to finally step it up after a while, when it was like, we found the unthinkable. We found things like Acnologia and there, things that needed to be addressed in this timeline, where it's like, we need to sort this shit out, and it's like, and whilst and all that, like, you know, it's an instant like this, they also found the existence of a certain thing in there. It's just like, this thing, like, has remarkable power and it's huge and dangerous, and well, it's not exactly a power, it's something similar to universal law, and it's the time lapse itself. And this is what they're planning to do, is that gonna be sealing Acnologia into an absolute emptiness of abyss of time. Like, the fact, which is like, I think this is like a theory that I did a while ago, where saying we're going to be, maybe perhaps Lucy's going to be responsible, like, in dealing with this with Zeref. I thought they were going to be doing this to Zeref, but the fact they need to do this with Acnologia, and we've got two teams right now trying to sort this out, and I feel like the fact that maybe they might need, like, Lucy in there as well, or the fact that I feel like if anything they're going to need two, like, Celestial Wizards, or even more, trying to deal with this and all that. But the fact that we finally got a plan and all that for, like, Acnologia, how we're able to defeat him, and the fact is, you can't physically beat Acnologia. That's where it seems like it's going right now. You have to fucking seal the fucker away. That's where they seem to be going right now. Whether or not this plan will fail or not, it will depend whether or not we can actually, if they can send them through. we'll have to see. Like, I feel like maybe the fact that, like, you know, one of them has to open up, like, the same thing with the portal, like, you can open it, but then maybe as well you have to do the same concept with closing it. So it's like, fact is, like, you know, we have the same thing as well with Lucy and, like, with Layla as well. Like, we've seen this before, so this may perhaps, like, setting something up as well, that this might be, like, Anna's, like, kind of, like, atonement for this timeline. So it's like, I'm gonna fix this timeline after, you know, everything that's fucking happening with Acnologia. And I feel that's what she's gonna do. Although, like, we only saw a little bit of Lucy in this chapter with Lonzo Gray, and I've got to say, I feel really fucking weird about this part. Like, I don't, like, even say I don't like this. I know, like, they're trying to have an emotional moment where it's like, she's crying, she's holding Natsu's book, but the fact is that they're just sitting on some fucking bench outside when Natsu was fighting, like, Zereth. That was like, shouldn't you, like, be doing something? Like, where I'm like, you should actually be helping out. It's an emotional moment for Lucy, but I feel like they could actually be doing something else in the meantime for this. Or, like, they could be saying something else. It's like, oh, what happens? Like, you know, even so, we believe that Natsu will be able to the one to take him down. But what happens, just that case, the plan B, that was the one, like, one of the biggest fucking issues of the chapter. Is like, you know, it's like with a moment where it's like you feel bad for Lucy and all that, and saying, you know, she's even saying, you know, why has Natsu's life got to be just this book and all that? And he's like, he's a normal boy and all that, and just why does he have to, like, have some sort of fate? And, you know, but then it's just like that, just like, yo, you're having a chill moment right now. Throughout this, it's just like, you know, enjoying themselves. Almost like enjoying themselves. Let's just have a nice little sit at the fountain and just talk about shit. It's like, whilst like you literally go to the next panel, which, you know, I've been enjoying all of the stuff that we've had so far and the Seraph stuff, and it's just like as he keeps blasting him away, and he's like, good, you keep coming at me, and keep coming, I will destroy you, and you will destroy me. This is perfect. Come at me. And he's like, you've got to say it right, brother, and all that. My name is Natsu, not N. And he just keeps screaming N, like, after all the time. It's just seeing more of Zeref just falling and falling just into craziness the more you ever see it and all that. Like, that's the thing. So, like, if anything, like, from what this chapter with, like, coming into it and all that, with Anna finally being revealed, it's that one. Like, after all this time, like, we've been seeing all that with a little setup. I was surprised we wasn't gonna, like, wait for a little while, but it was like, no, we literally got the reveal after next week's chapter, so they didn't really tease it too long for it. But there was, like, if anything and all that, I enjoyed, like, what they're setting up and all that, but I do think there was a couple of things that ticked me off, like, the way that was handled with, like, the Jalal moment with Urza, I felt that was inappropriate at that point, and the same thing where I was like, with, like, the Lucy scene, yeah, it was emotional there that she generally gives a fuck about Natsu and, like, really hates that this is such a shitty scenario. I feel like it's, like, maybe they could have been doing something, or it's just, like, they're gonna be on that instead of just, like, kind of sitting around. But I know that's, like, that's a nitpick out of everything, though, compared to it, even though I feel like the more bigger problem is, like, the Jalal scene, so it just feels really, like, more inappropriate to it. But on that, I definitely there were some good parts of the chapter, and definitely as well, like, some few, like, if anything and all that, I had complaints and all that with nitpicks, and then one glaring issue on that. But now that we finally know the fact of, like, Acnologia, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. But that's all for me. Thank you always for watching, and I'll see you guys, though, next time.